So I don't want you to make up stories. What I want you to do is, I want you to identify with these things I'm going to give you, with these symptoms. And in the meantime, I want you to find a scenario, a story that of your life that goes along with it. I've given stories and examples that goes along with it. A lot of them will not be tied to stories. That's fine. Whenever you talk to your psychiatrist, he's going to help you to identify, locate, and find things. And that's why it takes a couple of years of therapy for you to get a full picture of what you did and what happened to you when you're in the military. It's not going to be overnight. More things are going to come out, and you're going to remember these things. And some of them you're probably not going to want to discuss with the psychiatrist. And they know that. Even if you don't discuss it, it won't count against you, because they'll see that there's certain things that hurt so much that you don't want to talk about it. It's not a bad thing. A lot of them, they're not going to try to drag it out of you either. So these things, like I said, when we communicate, my goal is to get you to get help to facilitate your discussion with the psychiatrist. By watching this program, you'll be able to see and learn how to communicate those things that happen to you. Are gonna help you facilitate your meetings and communication with the psychiatrist. Every time you communicate with them, it's gonna be better. You're trying to nap, you jump out because you heard something. I'll give you more, and here's another one. I'll give you an example. I went to the eye doctor. No, one day I was exercising on a treadmill. In the middle of exercising, early in the morning, I'm jogging on the treadmill, and out of my peripheral, the corner of my eyes, the side, I noticed there was a hole in the wall. I am not just talking about a regular hole in the wall. It looks like the hole in the wall leads to hell. No, I'm not on drugs. I don't take medication, nothing. I'm not drinking, I don't smoke, nothing. It's a crazy hole in the wall. So anyway, I look at it and the hole goes away. But when I'm jogging, I can see the hole in the wall. So I panicked immediately. No, I wasn't worried about seeing things. That didn't bother me. I just thought for somehow that my vision was going and that I cannot see. I'm thinking my imagination is playing games on me with the hell and stuff, and I'm looking at the worst, like, I don't know, like I said, I'm looking into hell, but I'm thinking that my vision on my left side is gone. So anyway, I decided to go to the VA, and I went into the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room, and they were like, "Oh, why are you here?" I'm like, "Because of my vision." That's not an emergency, right? So I'm like, no, I want to be seen because of my vision. They kind of examined my eyes, and they were like, they made an appointment. So they made an appointment, and at the appointment, I went, and I remember seeing this thing out of the left side of my eye, like all the time, right? I go there, and there's an ophthalmologist, the doctor, and he has an assistant. So, they're both looking in my eyes, like different size and different directions and blah, blah, blah. They have different lights, scopes and stuff. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, right? They're looking in my eyes, and they're like, look to the left, to the right, up, blah, blah, blah. And, the guy, he's examining my eyes, and they keep asking me, can you see this hole, this dot, whatever it is, the hole, where is it? So, in the middle, and this is crazy, PTSD, I'm telling you, just live with it, right? It's a part of PTSD. So anyway, I told him, I said, listen, stop looking in my eyes. Why are they looking back and forth? Because they're like, you can see it. I said, no, I can't see it. I can't see it because they're all in my eyes. How am I going to see the hole in the wall? They're all in my eyes, right? They're right in my face with these things, scopes and whatever, and they have them in lights and like a miner in my eyes. They're looking for things, I I yelled out, I'm like, no, the whole, you're looking in the wrong place. I told him, I said, you're not looking in the right place. I said, the hole you're looking for is on the wall. And then the ophthalmologist, as soon as I said it, he walks out of the room. He gets up, he walks out. So the assistant, he's there looking, and the ophthalmologist, he comes back in. And no, before that, the assistant kept on saying, where's the hole now? And I said, no, it's not in my eye, it's on the wall. And he's like puzzled. So, he's asking me like crazy questions. And then the ophthalmologist comes, he grabs the guy and pulls him out of the room. And I'm sitting there, but at the time, I started laughing. I found it funny. I don't know why. I just thought it was funny. I didn't make this up. I wish my imagination had made it up, because there's no way I could have made it up at home and have it happen in the part of PTSD in the at the medical center. So anyway, they go away, and then I don't know. They're discussing. They're gone for a while. I don't know. I don't have a watch. I have nothing. I don't know how long they spent together, and it seemed like forever. And came back. And, the ophthalmologist was like, oh, you can get out of your chair now. And the other guy, he was like curious, like he wanted to look at my eyes more. The assistant, he was like, no, like he kind of like, nudge him, like, don't even touch this guy. So the assistant, the ophthalmologist, like gave the assistant like a hint, like to leave the room. And I'm sitting in the room by myself. And the ophthalmologist, the senior guy, he comes up to me and he comes right in my face. He says, do not come back to the emergency room. No, do not come back to the VA. To the emergency room, because that's how they were referred. He said, don't come back. He said, if you come back, we're going to lock you up. And ever since then, I don't go to the emergency room. I don't go to, I would rather die. I can't go to an emergency room. So that's a symptom, right? So I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you hints, things that happen in real life, in real time. Like I said, you only need like 10 of them in order to get your PTSD at 100%. I have hundreds, right? I wish I could give them to people and have less. It doesn't work that way. But it's crazy. But it would be worse, because why would I give them to people even if I could? It doesn't make any sense. I'll be selfish. So I'm just going to give out, a lot of things that you'll hear regarding PTSD. And this is real stuff. Give me a thumbs up as you listen to hear more stories, because I'm going to try to get as many stories as possible. And I'm going to try to get out as much information and try to reach as many veterans as possible. So I already told you about, several events during the war. And I've spoken about several events, numerous events that are not war related, right? They're PTSD. Are they PTSD related? Of course, according to the psychiatrist, right? Some listeners might say, no, this guy's just nuts, right? It's crazy. It's making up all these things. How could all these things happen? That's impossible. Of course, in your world. It's sad. Man, I feel proud saying this, and at the same time, it makes me want to cry, right? In your world, it's not possible. But I'm explaining them to you, all right? So this is the thing I'm going to show you. And you have to put it all together, man. Yeah, woman, also, your experiences in the military, outside of the military, and try to get them together into one cohesive is very hard. And I'm glad I'm a senior. I can consider myself a senior PTSD guy, right? Like a senior PTSD administrator or ambassador for an ambassador for PTSD. I can give all the details, and I'm not a psychiatrist. I could just go through them one by one, right? Like I remembered time in my life, no, many times, but it doesn't happen anymore. I remember that I was in public and I was waiting, and while I was waiting, you go to a restaurant to eat, and they tell you, you wait, you have to wait. And I'm waiting, man, and I'm waiting, and for some reason, it's racing. Something is happening. It's racing fast. No. Time is not going by fast. I feel like something bad is about to happen. I'm about to die. That doesn't make any sense. I'm talking about PTSD. It's happening fast. So they're telling me to wait, and it's that wait time is like my death time. Like I'm gonna die when she comes up to me. Doesn't make any sense. And say, we have a seat for you. So I'm waiting. And I'm getting anxious to the point I walk away quickly. I felt like I was going to die. Yeah. So that's another thing I was going to tell you about PTSD. Another part of it, and like I said, I have hundreds. Some people, or at some point, you might feel something that's impending, that's really bad, is about to happen. This is real. I'm not talking about making up stuff. I'm not talking about thinking, what if this car was to crash? No, you're in the vehicle and you're thinking, you're riding with someone, and you just know in your mind an accident is going to happen, and it's going to happen soon, and you just tell them, let me out, man, or just drop me off, drop me home. Why? No, but we're just on this ride. I thought we were going, no, take me back home. No, but we're heading to the mall. I thought we were going to get something. No, I want to go home. You can't explain to him why, or her, why not? Let's go to the mall. Oh no, I think something bad is going to happen. What are you talking about? Well, we're driving. We're going, we'll probably get into a car accident. What? I think the car is going to crash and I'm probably going to die. No, it's PTSD. Take these and see how they apply to your life. Like I said, the suicidal one, don't use it. It's not a ploy. You can't use it. It's not a game. Don't use it. It's not going to help. And in the long run, it's going to count against you. Actually, in the short run, because more than likely, if you mention suicide, someone will do it for you. So I don't know if it comes out right or whatever. That's the way that society is. So don't contemplate it, don't think it, and at the same time, don't use it as a tool to say, I'm going to commit suicide, blah, 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 this and that, because they're not going to help you if you say you're going to commit suicide. You're not going to get any help. And another problem also with that, and I think I mentioned the medication part, once they get you on medication, they're not trying to work out PTSD, they're trying to get paid. That medication stuff, they care nothing about PTSD, they're trying to get paid. So they're working for a salary. So by them giving you pills and medication, they're just giving you pills and medication to say, now that you are on these things, you should conform. Your behavior should be normal. And then if you don't act accordingly, they can do whatever they want, including death, a death sentence, right? And I'm talking about the police comes in and he hands you a death sentence. And I'm not talking about, the judge, blah, 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 you're going to jail for this time, you're going on the chair. No, a death sentence right there on the spot. It's happening way too often, and it's happening right now in the U.S., all over the U.S. All right, so now that I've spoken and given you some information, I'm hoping that you all will be able to go out and contact a psychiatrist. The last thing I want to mention, and I'm against it, but if it works for you, you go into a homeless shelter, you want to get your PTSD started, you go into a homeless shelter, which is hard, and you're going to live with a bunch of guys, Marines, whatever, and you watch the program. I'll be able to help you. The program is going to be able to help. But it's a tough road, because the VA is going to make it very difficult. They're going to try to push drugs on you. And like I said, the VA, they are excellent at pushing drugs. That's what they do. They're going to try to push drugs on you. and that's going to be the goal. And I'm going to tell you that God's honest truth. Many people, many veterans, they're calling it suicide, and it's, I don't know, 20 veterans die a day, hour, I don't remember the number, whatever they have on the, no, I think it's per hour, whatever the number from suicide, whatever they have on the internet, they're not suicide, man. They are not suicide. I'm not going to be able to say this is why they died. The point I'm going to try to make is that if you give someone something, like, and it's addictive, or you give them something and that they can abuse, and they abuse it and kill themselves, then, especially when it comes to drugs, you're the killer, man. This is not suicide. I don't care what they write on paper. I don't care what they write. Oh, the examiner, I think the examiner, the one who examines the body, right? When a person dies. I don't care what they write. You're the one. So, because it's a blanket thing, we don't know who's doing it, because it's the pharmaceutical company that makes it. They're unaccountable. The psychiatrist who is giving them out, they're unaccountable. So guess what? It's now on you. I was on those drugs, and I was at the point of committing suicide. And I meant, by that, I don't mean directly. I did not plan and say I'm going to kill myself. And that's why I do not call those deaths suicide. The only reason why they label suicide, because it's a one man's job or one woman's job, where they're taking the pills and they disappear. They become astronauts and they fall off the face of the earth. It's only one person who's involved at that moment. So it's not like someone came and handed them to you that moment, that time, that day, and you decided to take them, and then you die. They was charged the person who gave them to you murderer, right? Oh, you basically, you took their life. However, that's not the case, because they gave you a whole bunch of a bottle full, and we don't know what happened to it. We don't know what he did. We don't know if he took it. Did he mix it with something else? Did he take? We gave him, instructions: 1 a day, 2 a day, 3 a day, maybe four a day. Right? We don't know what he did. He abused it, and that's why I do not like prescribed drugs. And I use that in my favor to get off prescribed drugs. And with the VA, I do not take. I take prescribed drugs if I have to. Like if I'm sick or something bad would happen, of course I'm going to take prescribed drugs. But there's no way I'm going to take prescribed drugs based on the fact like psychotic drugs. I'm not going to do it. So thank you for listening and for watching. And if you like what you hear, subscribe. There's going to be a ton more videos